internet is reacting to that fan remake of The Last Jedi. Are you looking for a worthwhile charity to throw some money at? Well, from the ACLU to the Red Cross, there are a ton of causes out there that could really use your support right now, but perhaps none are quite so important as remaking a movie that came out 6 months ago. At least that's what the self-ordained movie moguls behind the Remake The Last Jedi internet campaign think. These cinematic philanthropists are moved by the sad plight of The Last Jedi, which only managed to make a paltry $1 billion at the worldwide box office, and want to do some good in the world by giving the movie the do-over that it so clearly needs. Now, their goal isn't to further tear apart the Star Wars fan community by throwing away a movie a lot of people loved and felt a deep personal connection to. Nope. They want to bring all Star Wars fans back together as one big Force-loving family. As they explain it, their goal is to not make one half of the fandom happy over the other. It is to make a film that the fandom in general as a whole enjoys. And as you might imagine, the internet came out in force to give some love to this really good, really well thought out idea, showering it with all of the tweets, memes, and thoughtful responses a campaign like this deserves. In fact, the good folks over at Collider stepped up early with a breaking tweet claiming that Kathleen Kennedy had already locked Joss Whedon in to direct The Last Jedi redo. And when you click on the link in the tweet, it takes you to some really exciting test footage for the film. Oh, son of a In all seriousness, here are some of the best examples we saw floating around the internet today. This one from @KivaBay had a few notes on how the film should have gone down, specifically when it comes to Kylo Ren's wideness. Things I will fix in The Last Jedi. 1. Leia and Holdo kiss. 2. Luke equals more crotchety. 3. Kylo Ren and Rey sing a funny duet about becoming friends in their mind link set to a montage of Rey pissing off the nuns. 4. Kylo Ren actually never wears a shirt now and is wider every scene. That actually is cool. Next, the internet provided the guys behind the remake with a few pages from a draft of the script courtesy of @Dominic Nero. Now, we won't read the whole thing, but know that these pages have everything. Rick and Morty, vaping, Darth Maul, Luke tipping his fedora, and Rey being called M'lady. Of course, if you think the whole remake feels like a subplot from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, @Jickle has already provided a title card. The gang remakes The Last Jedi, and if it's anything like their Lethal Weapon series, we might actually be into this remake. Now, some female fans jumped in on the fun and had some really great predictions on what direction The Last Jedi remake will go in. Oh no, she twittin' may have figured out the plot of the remake, predicting that it's just going to be a bunch of straight white dudes measuring their lightsabers and saying, actually, for 2 hours. Now, going with the same theme, @ThatRetro proposed a visual that pretty much sums up what the new filmmakers are probably going for. But it wasn't all digs at misogyny. Comic book artist Jamie McKelvey jumped in with a pitch pushing for a more practical approach to the remake, tweeting, "Okay, how about this? They pay for The Last Jedi remake and it's exactly the same, but all the actors have to make their own laser and lightsaber noises." Sad Kylo Ren had to chime in, of course, and he took a moment to pitch another remake that I think we can all get behind. Continuing his fake feud with YouTuber Logan Paul, Kylo rips, "Okay, how about instead of remaking The Last Jedi, we remake you into less of an a-hole." Now, we got some exclusive footage of The Last Jedi remake set, which according to Fandango is already going through some drama. And finally, we mentioned this yesterday, but the best take may have come from the actual Last Jedi director Rian Johnson, who quoted the tweet saying, "Please, please, 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 please actually happen, please, 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 please," followed by a bunch of prayer hand emojis. But what do you folks think? Will we ever actually see The Last Jedi remake? And will The Last Jedi remake be the worst thing to ever happen to any movie? Or will it be the worst thing to happen to any movie? Let's discuss. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and smash that little bell every time we drop a video or go live with the show. Speaking of which, did you catch Nerdist After last night where we broke down the latest episode of Marvel's Cloak and Dagger with the showrunner? You can catch the VOD right now on Nerdist's YouTube.